First, let me introduce myself a little and the EIP Service Point as well. I'm Schrandt and I'm from the Netherlands, and I'm part of the EIP Service Point in Brussels. And in the Service Point we work together with a permanent staff of around 6 people from several countries in Europe, from Portugal, Spain, Romania, Germany, Belgium, the Netherlands, and we have also a flexible staff. I am part of the flexible staff, so I'm not permanently in Brussels, but on a part-time base. Once a week we have all together the link meeting, thanks to all the new electronics and broadband. And every 2 months we're there with the whole team, and we are constantly, of course, have contact with each other. The EIP Service Point is working directly under the EIP-Agri of the European Commission. And directly under is sort of because we're also directly working with. It's, you know, we have a good connection. We are working based on an annual program. I will explain in my presentation more, but then we have a sort of setting the scene, what's happening in Brussels. So let's go further to the first slide. Inger and I talked a little yesterday evening, and we thought maybe there is some repeating in my presentation and hers, but we said to each other it will be okay because it's quite new, and then it's not very bad to have some repeating. So first, next slide. The EIP-Agri in a nutshell. It is the Agricultural European Innovation Partnership. Partnership is very important, and is one of the 5 EIPs set up by the European Union. The others are active and healthy aging, smart cities and communities, water and raw materials. We don't have on this time already very much connection with the other EIPs because we are developing ourselves very much these times, but we certainly will have in future. This EIP, the aim of the EIP is to foster a competitive and sustainable agriculture and forestry sector that achieves more from less. And a very important thing is that we want to close the innovation gap between research and practice, forming partnerships by using the interactive innovation model, two-way road, and linking actors via an EIP network. And the funding of all this is in the existing European Union policies, the Rural of Development Programme regulation, and the Horizon 2020, of course. But nowhere there is a double funding possible. This interactive innovation model is about far beyond speeding up transfer from laboratory to market, forming partnership using a bottom-up approach, there we have, and linking farmers, advisors, researchers, businesses and other actors in operational groups. I will come back on that later. It's also very important that it's about new insights and ideas and shape existing knowledge into new and practical solutions. Solutions put into practice very quickly. That's also very important in this approach, and that's thanks to the co-ownership generating during the projects from all these partners. And it will help also to target the research agenda. We have 2 means to implement this EIP, and that's the Rural Development Programme in each country, each member state, by setting up operational groups and combining the setting up of operational groups with project funding, investment, knowledge transfer and advisory services. And establishing innovation support services, for instance, to facilitate the formation of operational groups. I will come back to that also. And of course there is the European Union research policy, Horizon 2020, who will funding research projects also involving on-farm experiments to enhance the knowledge base for innovation. And second, interactive formats such as multi-actor projects and thematic networks. This picture, already known. Important is that this network is open to everyone who has an interest in innovation for sustainability and productivity in agriculture and forestry. Within a couple of years, there will be operational groups funded by the national or regional rural development programs, and it will become building blocks, like you see, all over Europe in a network. And these operational groups are very important building blocks. They include farmers, advisors, researchers, and all others who can and will help to develop a question or innovative idea into a practical innovation. And under the Horizon 2020 policy, multi-actor projects and thematic networks will also connect research with farming and forest practice. And you see that in this networking they will link together, or they can. So now we're about the question, what is an operational group? An operational group is not the networking by itself. It's not alone about the networking. It's the networking about a project that is aiming on practical solutions for problems. And one gentleman asked, don't you have to start with defining the problem? Yeah, you can start because someone in Europe, a farmer or someone else say, I have a problem here. And someone else can say, okay, I have an idea. And that's how you start and try to come together. So, all the operational groups are built around concrete innovation projects. This to find where, again, these innovative solutions for a specific challenge or new opportunity. They are hands-on groups and include people relevant for the project. So it's not only about long-term ideas, long-term networking, it's hands-on. Benefit from the interactions between the participants of the group and the sharing of the respective expertise, and they are funded by the rural development programs, and they share all their results within this EIP-Agri network. Oh, another way. Setting up an operational group can start with the agribusiness, it can start with the NGO or the researchers, but they can all be partners in the operational group. And you have to, and so obliged to have more partners in your operational group. So an operational group is not alone with farmers, it's not alone with researchers, it's about all these partners together. Okay, over. Okay. Projects who are allowed within the operational group are a new grouping with a new project, or an existing grouping but with a new project, but not an existing grouping with an existing project. And the operational group must demonstrably have an active project which will contribute to the RD priorities. And maybe I said it once or twice, this is definitely an important item in the operational group. You can see also, of course, the updated innovation guidelines and Article 35. Next. There's also a familiar picture. So, here's step 1. Here you are, identify your idea or your problem. And then design the process to test the idea or solve the problem. What shall I do? How shall I do it? When? Where? And then find also the right partners. Start with it in a very early stage to make it work. Build a roadmap. How shall we do it together? And what will we achieve? What are going to be the results? And then find funding and send in the application. To help you with that, there are these innovation support services who are implemented also in Sweden, are going to be implemented also in Sweden. And they can help you with several things. We say keep calm and work together. But I think it's not only for this EIP operational group. And of course, spread the results. I can't say it enough. These innovation support services, they are promoting the innovation and funding formats. They have brainstorming events, for instance. They have also a brokering function. Although I understood that the term brokering is not a good term here in Sweden.
You support them.
You support them, yes. And this is also about coordination and facilitation of running projects as an intermediate between partners. And also, of course, the dissemination of the good results. And we, from the EIP-Agri Service Point, Agri Service Point, we try to connect all actors within the network. Oh, sorry. We have a website and a database. In the next slide. We have a help desk to support all types of actors. We have focus groups, every year several focus groups, and we have events like seminars, workshops and conferences. And it's all together every year in an annual working program, and we discuss that of course with DG Agri, and DG Agri has to approve it. Okay. The goal. Yeah, the goal. The dream. What is our dream? What do you be without a dream? The dream is that if a Swedish expert comes up with a solution, for instance, to help a Slovenian farmer, we want to ensure, or Spanish, we want to assure this information reaches you as soon as possible. And that's also our ambition, to support and link everyone who is involved in innovation in agriculture. So this is at the moment still our website. I heard some of you already read a lot in this website. This is the link to the website, and a new own EIP-Agri website is under construction, like the database. It will become soon operational. We were hoping that it was in June, but you know it's all about fine-tuning, and it's not that easy to have all the information on a good way and good way in the website. And it will be done in 2 phases. One, the static part of the website with all the information. It will become available as soon as possible. I've seen a demonstration and it looks, I think, very fine. So I hope it will come this or next month. And then we have the ambition for an interactive part that will follow. But also, you know, that you can have your own EIP membership. So it will become the EIP-Agri EU website, and there you can share information with us, your projects and your projects ideas, your research needs as well. You can search for funding opportunities, for partners, for interesting projects. You will get information about practical, innovative solution. You focus on that. You can focus on that, and you have access to different EIP-Agri related publications in our library, and you can stay up to date on innovation related agricultural topics and read about the latest news and events. And like I said before, finally there will be also an application, My EIP-Agri, that will connect you to your own dashboard. And of course we have our monthly newsletters. I don't know if you read them already, but the last one was there mid of August, and the next one will be, I think, number 13 in the mid of September is expecting. And we also have, of course, I will come later. If you don't know this newsletter, by the way, you can subscribe on the website, and then you receive it every month in your mailbox. One of our main activities every year is also starting and animating the focus group to tackle agricultural challenges. I will do it like this. It's about combining the practice and research to bridge the gap between the practice and research, and they have different objectives. These objectives can be suggested, proposed by everyone who has a good idea. It can be posted to our service point, and every year we are together with EIP-Agri. We make a list of the focus group we will be organizing this year or next year. So, the focus groups are especially to take stock of the state of the art of the practice in the field, listing the problems and opportunities. They focus on the state of the art of research in this field, summarizing possible solutions for those problems, and to identify needs from practice and propose directions for further research. And at last, to propose priorities for innovative actions by suggesting potential practical operational groups or other projects, formats to test solutions and opportunities. So, together the focus group will bring together this practice and research and exchange this practical knowledge, and then have the priorities for the innovative actions or ideas for operational groups or research needs for practice or proposed practice to test solutions. Like I said, there are open calls for interest of participation as well. So if there is a subject for a focus group, it's on our website that there is a call if you have interest to participate in such a focus group. It's open for 20 participants, and they must also be of different types, of course, because it's all about different actors, and the focus group are of short duration. They are at last 2 years, but most of them are 1 year, and within that 1 year you have 2 meetings, and sometimes there can be a follow-up, but it depends on the results. At this moment there are 7 running focus groups, and they are also our inspiration to set up operational groups. But we, as a server point, doesn't set up the operational groups ourselves, of course. We just offer the service, the occasion with the focus groups or the workshops, and then the ideas for these operational groups can come and will be set up by 1 or 2 or more actors. And of course, as the service point, there an activity is also the potential cooperation with networks like the SRN for the mutual dissemination of information, of the exchange of newsletters, announcing events or other activities may be agreed on case-to-case basis. So if you have an idea in this field, don't hesitate and contact us, please, and we can discuss a lot of things. So, it was a long presentation, a lot of information. I hope it has cleared some of your questions, but maybe you still have one. But yeah, thank you for your attention. Oh, and I want to say sorry about these operational groups. Also on our website there is a fact sheet. We have several fact sheets. One is about operational groups, and I think there is also one about innovation support services. Yes.
And about EIP-Agri.
Yes.
In general.
In general as well. Yes, of course. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Caroline. Just want to add, there is some information about the focus group on the hands-out from my presentation. And we are 3 of us in focus groups. Maria was in the first
organic years.
Yes.
Activity in organic farm.
And you have finished?
I think so. We have some contacts, web contacts still, but we have our final report and everything. It's done.
Anders, you are in one group?
Precision farming.
Yeah.
We have had our first meeting and we'll have a report in December.
Okay. And myself is in a group about profitable permanent pasture, and we had 1 meeting in Frankfurt in June, and hopefully we'll have the next meeting in Sweden, because the other people in the group know very little about Swedish agriculture.
So
I'm trying.
Yeah.
I hope EIP-Agri will agree on.
Yes, why not?
So if we need, there is possibilities to join 3 new groups now.
Yes, there is a call. Yes.
And I really hope we can have Swedish farmers in those groups, because I missed farmers.
Yeah, it's about high nature value.
It is short supply chain.
Yeah, also, yes.
It's the new kan du det, Anders? De nya grupperna, jag tar det på svenska. Det var korta livsmedelskedjor. Smitt...
Jordburna sjukdomar.
Jordburna sjukdomar, och det är...
Ecologisk focus areas.
Ja, ekologiska fokusområden som är ett konstigt begrepp. Det är den här förgröningen i den nya...
And EPM practices.
Ja, väldigt viktigt att det kommer med praktiker där.
Ja, att vi får lösa det.
Ja. I can inform that we have actually 4 Swedes in focus groups, and the 4th is a farmer, Ingvar Svensson. He's working for Schrandt, which is a very big Swedish vegetable company, and the focus group is dealing with plant nutrition in field vegetables.
Good.
He's both his origin. He has worked many years as advisor, but now he's working directly for this vegetable company producers. So we have 4 Swedish members, and they have had 1 meeting in Spain in June, I think, and they will have their 2nd meeting in October.
Okay. The Commission pays for accommodation and traveling.
Yeah, if you are a participant, if you're selected, then the Commission pays for the travel and accommodation for non-governmental participants. So if you're working with the government, they don't. But if you're a farmer or an NGO or other organization, then the Commission will take part of that.
Och jag har en förhoppning, Maria, vill du säga något om det kanske, att om det är så att lantbrukare deltar i den här typen av transnationella samarbetsgrupper eller nätverk, så skulle det kännas väldigt bra om vi kunde hjälpa till med att finansiera, alltså med dagarvoden för lantbrukare, för att de känns så otroligt viktiga att få med.
Vi har ju haft den principen även tidigare. När
kan vi komma fram så det kommer nära? Jag vill inte att jag flyttar på mig. Mikrofonen sitter där.
Vi har haft den principen tidigare i europeiska tematiska arbetsgrupper. Att när någon organisation eller aktör har representerat svenska nätverket, då har vi faktiskt gått in och gett möjlighet att ersätta också med ett dagsarvode för det deltagandet. Och det har möjliggjort till exempel att spannmålsodlarna har haft en representant i en tematisk arbetsgrupp om miljötjänster. Men det har också Skärgårdarnas riksförbund, det har haft en skärgårdsbonde representerad. Så att vi har försökt att jobba på det sättet. Att få med praktiker i de här grupperingarna. Men offentligt finansierade aktörer som jobbar på nationell nivå har vi enligt våra stadgar inte möjlighet att ersätta med dagsarvoden.
Margareta?
Bara en kort kommentar. Alltså, Margareta Emanuelsson, SLU, bara en kort kommentar på det, för vi har ju diskuterat det, så det där är faktiskt ett problem även för oss offentliganställda om man är på SLU, för det är inte många som har sin finansiering idag. Så att därför så kan det kan vara ett hinder att få även forskare från SLU att åka på sådana här grejer. För det är ytterst få som har full finansiering.
Ja.
Jag vill bara trycka på det.
Ja.
Jag kan också ta upp det här med principerna för hur vi finansierar och använder budgeten i nätverket. De prioriteringarna, det är ju styrgruppen, nätverkets styrgrupp som handhar de principerna. Eller sätter upp de principerna. Och i styrgruppen finns till exempel en representant från SLU som numera är Jenny Kryger. Så att ni har ju möjlighet från SLUs sida att agera också i styrgruppen.
Jag vill nämna från EIP-Agri sida. Perhaps I should say in English, you understand.
Yes, please.
I went to the workshop in Tallinn, for example.
Oh, yes.
And I work at the Swedish University of Agricultural Sciences. My name is Christine Jacobson.
Prata högt är du snäll, så slipper vi upprepa.
My comment is that I went to the workshop on EIP in Tallinn, and I asked at that occasion if you were going to pay for my costs, and I mentioned that I was working at a Swedish university, and it's a state university, but they did pay the costs and it was no problem. So perhaps I think you should know that it was taken for granted that my costs would be paid, and this should be for the future also.
It's when we have this restriction in the network, it's a question for the steering committee. They make the priorities on how we use our budget.
But there are different kind of costs. But you get your traveling cost and
hotel.
Yeah, not for your time.
That's right. Nothing in my time.
No. And I think Margareta's question was about time. The time you spent. For instance, if you would like to go to a focus group, you have no other funding for.
It was actually general, because I mean, you should not take it for granted that you actually can get paid also for hotel, etc. That's what information we have got.
But in the focus group, you get paid for.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, but that's fine.
Kjell
Ivarsson, Federation of Swedish Farmers. I think it's a general European problem that it's hard to get real farmers into this bottom-up system. So, what do you think at the service point? How do we get the real farmers more active into our systems?
You mean in the focus groups, or
in the focus groups and all the groups we're trying to start now? I think it's a problem that we need more money into the system and
maybe
more farmer-friendly system.
We notice in the focus groups and also in the workshops that also the way you start your discussion and how you mix up with the different stakeholders, actors, can influence if farmers feel comfortable to speak out what they really like to say, because on the contrary of us, we are more or less used to discuss about things in big groups, and also that is a constraint, I think. So it's not only I think about the money, but also about the way you organize your workshop, or what's the tone about your invitation, and maybe we have to encourage this more and be more specific to farmers, so not in general, maybe on the side, or like your organization, please look on the side because there is a call, and I think you're to a specific farmer, say you have to go, and maybe some more issues like this. But we recognize this topic or problem. I won't like to speak in problem all the time, but yes, we would like to have more active farmers. Yes.
I would really like to underline that, because when in the focus group I'm involved in, I think it's only me and maybe a female dairy farmer from Netherlands who are on the practical side, so to say, and then it's a lot of research people. There are some people used to be in EU groups. They are farmers, but they are not farmers maybe with innovative ideas, and those are working with the problems in daily life. So I think it's important to try to get the real farmers.
We try. We have a list of applicators who describe. They say okay, and then you see a lot of some actors, really, yes, a lot of research, a lot of consultancy, and less farmers. And then you try again, but then at last, when you don't have them, you can't select them. So you know that's why it is important that they are on the list, on the long list. So
it's an important task for us to find farmers who are willing to go there.
Yeah.
Justine,
I have a question regarding one of your slides.
Yes.
You mentioned in one of the slides that the innovation should be according to RD priorities, and I was wondering what RD priorities? Is it the EU's priorities, or is it the country's national priorities? Because it wasn't actually specified in the slide.
No, it isn't. I agree. Now, more in general, it's about the EU policy on our rural development. But you know, you all have your national program, so that's why you have to make a list of your own national priorities, I think. And I don't think you're still in this process. Yes.
Stefan?
My name is Staffan Lund. I'm from the Agriculture University. I wonder if you could say some words about how the other countries are thinking about the evaluation committees. The composition of the evaluation committees. How are their thoughts about that? Is it business or combination or?
I don't know for sure because we don't have that lot of information yet about other countries. I think in here you're one of the first who have really concrete ideas already. I know in the Netherlands we're still discussing on very many topics of it, and in this moment I have no information for the other countries, but I'm sure there is some. I'll take your question with me, and I will. Is it all right? I take this question with me because I don't know the state of the art at this point, and then I mail it to you, the answer, and you spread it around.
Of course.
Yes. Okay.
Staffan,
especially about the evaluation of the application.
How it's set up. Just a follow-up question. Can you say something about the innovation support service? Is that something which will be connected to the Landsbygdsnätverket, or is it something that will be out on tender, or and does all applications have to pass the innovation support service, or?
Alltså frågan gällde hur kommer ansökningsförfarandet vara? Och först ska jag säga det att ett mantra som finns är ju förenkling. Det får inte bli komplicerat, och det är ju ett medskick till det här arbetet när vi bygger huset, att göra det enkelt. Och redan idag så finns det anvisningar hur ansökan ska se ut. Det finns något som kallas för e-forms, och jag kan skicka ut det till alla. Jag har fått det via mail från e-forms. They are not on the website, so I got it in a link to where it is.
Yes.
Och det är enkla saker. Man beskriver med max 1200 tecken vad det är man vill göra och vad det är för nytta det kommer göra den här innovationen när den är färdig. Man beskriver vilka som ingår varför i gruppen. Och det som också är viktigt, det ingår inte i den här ansökan, men som är väldigt viktigt för att gruppen ska kunna fungera. Det är ju en inbördes överenskommelse hur ansvarsfördelningen är i innovationsgruppen. Vem ska hantera pengarna? Vem hanterar eventuell affärsidé? Alltså hur fördelar man ansvaret? Det måste vara klart innan man kör igång.
Men ansökan behöver inte passera det här innovation support.
Nej,
utan här kan det komma direkt ifrån gruppen. Alltså innovation support är mer en rådgivande funktion för den som vill.
Ingen selektionsapparat.
Nej, precis.
Och det borde ju vara så. Alltså det är, som vi förstår så är ljuset, det är liksom grund och takets storlek som är satt. Men rent logiskt så borde det ju vara så att alla ansökningar borde ju passera samma ska säga, dörr då, eller det här draknästet, för att man ska kunna göra rätt prioriteringar. Det kan ju inte vara lokala beslutsgrupper, utan de ska slussas upp till samma ställe. Och sen kan man ha ansökningsdatum, ett visst antal per år för att få in ett gäng då som man gör prioriteringar mellan. Det kommer bli alldeles för tungarbetat om man skulle ha det går inte att ha ett datum, men det går inte heller löpande eftersom det handlar om att prioritera det bästa. Varsågod.
I find all this about EIP-Agri really exciting, but I have two major concerns. I have been working, facilitating groups of different actors doing research and development together, and also researching such processes.
Ursäkta mig, skulle du kunna komma fram så vi får med din fråga? Okay. Jag är orolig för att det...
Eller
om du bara pratar
okay, so I've been facilitating groups with different actors doing research and development, and also researching such processes for the last 15 years. And I have two major concerns. One is connected to what Kjell said, that if you really want people to join in from the beginning, that they are part of the problem formulation. And that is that you get actors together from the beginning when you start formulating the project, the problems. Because otherwise, some people will own the problem and others will be asked to join in, and you will get a hierarchy. You will not get these really close meetings. So that's one of the current concerns I see, because you sort of put the problem formulation and the ideas before you sort of invite the different actors. And the other is this talk about top-down, bottom-up. It is really a good thought, but when you say top and bottom, you still keep this thought of hierarchies instead of networking. And to really get these meetings going, really get these groups working, you need to cut out hierarchies. We're there together. We have the same right to make inputs and to really work together in these groups. So that was just my two main concerns.
Okay.
Jag tror att vi som kommer bygga det svenska nätverket har inte någon som helst annan inställning än vad du har. Utan utmaningen blir ju att få den inställningen att omfattas av alla.
Och det är verkligen en språkgrej också. Att man hittar liksom orden för att beskriva. Det är så lätt att ta de här orden som vi är vana vid. Liksom.
Vad tänkte du på för, alltså att du ska använda bottom-up och top-down?
Ja, men så fort man säger bottom-up, top-down så har man beskrivit en hierarki. Och inte ett nätverksmöte.
Can I reflect on that?
Yeah.
I think, yes, you have an interesting point, because it's all about networking. And like I said in my presentation, it's open for everyone. So I agree, there must be, and there isn't a difference between the top or the down or the bottom and the up. So I think it's a point I will take it with me in the discussion we have. Do we have to say it like this or just skip it all the way? It's an interesting item, I think. The other thing you said is about the owner of the problems. Not a problem. Maybe it's not stressed enough, but it's because it's open for everyone. We have to encourage everyone in our member state to think about the problems we have or they have, a farmer or someone in the agribusiness, or if they have a problem, they have to feel the problem. Then they have to address it somewhere. So there must be an address, and they will help and they will think. And also, I think it's important that this problem owner not owns this problem alone, that he is searching for his other partners in crime who can also be part of the solution. And I think when you have the idea that that in this EIP service the problem or the idea is the central part and not the owner or the people behind it, then we have to stress it a little different, I think, because I agree with you.
In the pictures, you show the problem first, and the actors are coming in afterwards.
Okay.
So that you don't get the idea from the pictures that it's actually a group of actors who decides, formulates, and really everybody gets their ideas in.
Yes. Yeah. From this point of view, thank you for your suggestion, and it's good to hear all those remarks. So I will certainly talk about this within next week. We are all there together, so it's a good opportunity. Thank you.
What you stressed and what you can read is very important to give. It should be. We have to speed up the innovation work and knowledge exchange work.
Yes.
And to get the results into practice as soon as possible, it's very, very important to have the stakeholders involved from beginning. what you also said, all the people, the practitioners must be there, involved in the process. Helene?
Yes. Helene Oskarsson, Kluster, and we try to work to bring people together to form these meetings, and then it ends with projects. And I'm interested in the, as you talked about the application process, and you showed the 5 steps. Could we? Because I think I have a question. Yes. So first identify and decide and find the right partners, and that's like a working process. I understand. And then when it comes to the application, then it says find funding. If you go to the next slide.
Yes.
So build a roadmap and find the funding, and then send the application. And that's how we have done in a couple of cases. So what do you mean by find funding and send the application? What are we applicate for? Because as I see it, EIP is trying to support this way of working. So is it the way of working, the kind of group we apply for, or is it the subject, for example, the fence you talk about? As I see it there, we have found the funding for the fence and we apply for support for our working process. Is that correct? Or how should I understand it?
Yes. You apply for funding from the development program. To be able to work in the group.
Yes.
Yeah, for the process of work.
Yes.
So we find the funding for the fence or the plane or somewhere else, and then we apply for.
If you have a prototype and you want to develop it further, then you need other funding. Or if you have a research idea, you need other funding.
But the funding I apply for in EIP is to create these processes.
Yes, to create this process. Yes.
From an idea to an innovation.
Because we could use.
And then you have this project, and then the subject of your project, and that if that's, for instance, also in the rural development program, then you can do it like this. But maybe there are other fundings, also international, and then for starting the progress in the operational group, then you can rely on the EIP network. That's about this.
We had a seminar on sensors, for example, and it resulted in 7 different kinds of projects that we could go on with in different ways. So this sensor seminar is a way of working, and the projects are a result. And where does this fit into the EIP? Is it the seminar or is it the project, or is it all of it?
I don't know, Michelle.
It could be all. If it's a good start, it should be one of these meeting points.
The important thing is that you mention a result and you mention a project. If you say, okay, we have a very interesting theme here, and we like to set up a network for that and discuss this theme every year, then it's not an operational group. It has to It has to be linked to this project and this result, active results. Yes. So I can't be too specific because there are, I think, but.
Kristin, hade du en fråga eller?
Den blev besvarad så det.
Och sen in Tallinn, when we were in Tallinn, we got the information that it was very flexible what to get money for. And in Tallinn, we got the information that it was very flexible what to get money for, and also you could get money for what they called coffee money. And I thought that coffee money was for working with the process, step 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
So if that was an answer to you, you should be able to get money also to the early phases in the process.
Harry? I'm still a bit confused. This number 5, should that not say send in the application and get funding?
Yeah,
in that order.
You send in the application, and this Dragon Nest will decide if you are going to get funding or other
Of course, there is a decision. But here it sounds the other way around.
Yes, but I think what's meant here, like I said before, your operational group has to be linked to a project. So you have to have in mind also, if you have an application, okay, I will do this project and it will be funded, this project, possible funding for this project can be da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And that gives an idea that your operational group really goes to that result that you are looking for. So, but
can't you have an operational group without a project?
No.
I thought the operational group was the project.
No.
Now it's really confusing.
Yes, I agree. Ska vi ta det på svenska? Nej, det behövs inte. Margareta, vad är det du inte förstår? Helena, vill du reda ut
Ni har ju sagt hela tiden att det tycker inte var, om man säger, som ni uttryckte i några Linda, inte samma grupp, samma projekt, utan det ska ju vara något nytt. Och här låter det som att det måste finnas pengar för ett projekt för att man ska kunna få pengar för operational groups. Då är det talar ju helt emot vad som har sagts tidigare.
Ja, men det är att man kan inte ta fram om du har du har en alfagrupp eller du har något annat, en rådgivande verksamhet som har jobbat med någonting redan. Att då man kan inte gå in och stödja befintlig verksamhet. Det som stod på hennes bild var ju ny grupp, nytt projekt, befintlig grupp, nytt projekt. Alltså det är nya idéer.
Det stämmer inte det.
I want
confusing.
Yes, I understand. I made a note of it because but on page 5 of this fact sheet, you see the answer to your question a little. So you can have funding support for your operational group in the EIP program, just for your because you want to write a project plan for a good idea. And for your operational group, then you can have support for that, and that's on bullet 1. And apart from this, I read an operational group can also receive financial report linked more specific to its activities. So if you have you can have another financing as well. So.
There is also a possibility, we haven't been talking about that you have a two-step application, that you can have a smaller pot of money for identifying what you want to work with and come up to this roadmap. And then you make a new application for more money for the work process.
Yes.
And I guess that is
confusing.
Sweden have to decide if we will work like that or not, or if we're going to have a two-step possibility.
Especially this step 5 is confusing.
Christine?
Is it necessary to have alternative financing able to have operational groups? You have to have financing from another source also.
Yeah.
Sometimes. You did not say that at the Tallinn meeting. That's why I'm questioning it.
Okay.
You don't have to find other funding as well. You can have only funding from EIP.
It can.
Yeah.
It can. But sometimes you can also have for
from
other
the industry, for instance.
Yeah.
We
have to clear this.
Isn't it also the combination with Horizon 2020 that IEP is sort of between there? So in one, what the Commission wants is that you have the same question on a European level, but it's funded from one part. What I want to say is 1 plus 27 instead of 27 doing the same thing. You want European community to do the same thing to develop the whole community, isn't it? So you have to combine it with Horizon also, isn't it?
It's not an obligation.
No, but it's a wish from you. You never say
it's
that,
like,
but I get it when I read and I listen to the Commission, you say it's wish that this big picture is
this picture, and you see the thematic networks and the multi-actor projects. These are parts of the Horizon 2020. You can apply for that in Horizon 2020, and you know it would be wonderful if these things are connected or linked with activities in operational groups.
That's your wish, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a wish. It's a dream. Okay, it's a wish. It's not obliged, it's a wish, yes.
Lilla, sista frågan. We have to move out for lunch, but you will stay 1 hour? You will stay under the lunch?
Yes, I will stay under the lunch and then I have to catch my train.
Okay, Lilla Nilsdotter from SLU. And my question refers very well to this picture. Is it okay to have persons from abroad in your innovation group in Sweden? Is that okay?
In the innovation support?
No?
In operational group.
Operational group.
Yes, I think so. Yes, but I don't know for sure. I have to check. But I think so. Yes.
When I read the guidelines, it said that you can have 2 groups.
National, international.
2 national groups in different countries, and you can work together.
But
I'm not sure if you can use Swedish money to pay for someone from abroad.
That was my question.
Yeah, but could you check that?
But they did actually discuss that in the Tallinn conference.
Yes.
And what they said there was that it was possible if this was a very specific competence which was not available in the country, you would be able to buy it or contract it from another country. That was the answer there.
Okay. Clear? Thank you.
Then I want to thank you, Caroline.
Yes, and I want to thank you.
You got your luggage with a lot of questions.
Yes.
With you.
I like it. Very nice. Thank you for all your questions, and I hope I will give you more answers in another lesson.
Just a little
okay.
As a memory.
Okay, thank you very much.